This is one of those nights that can define an entire season. So stay locked in because what is about to unfold at Stamford Bridge could change everything for Arsenal. The Gunners have arrived in West London, and the atmosphere is already electric ahead of a huge Carabao Cup semi-final clash with Chelsea, a game loaded with pressure, expectation, and opportunity. Silverware is on the line, momentum is on the line, and Mikel Arteta knows that moments like this are where belief is either confirmed or questioned. Welcome back to Gunners Updates, where we break down everything you need to know ahead of this massive showdown. Arsenal make the short trip across London, sitting 6 points clear at the top of the Premier League, still alive in the Champions League, still competing in the FA Cup, and now just 2 matches away from a League Cup final. This is a team fighting on all fronts, but also a team that has not lifted a trophy since that unforgettable FA Cup triumph back in 2020. Arteta understands better than anyone how important winning is at this stage of the project, not just for the fans, but for the mindset inside the dressing room. Before we go any further, get involved in the comments right now. Is the Carabao Cup a must-win trophy this season, or should Arteta rotate and protect the league push? The manager faced the media at the Sabha Realty Training Center and made his stance very clear. When you reach the final stages of a competition, you go over the line and you win it. According to Arteta, trophies bring energy, belief, and momentum, the kind that can carry a squad through the toughest moments of a long season. That belief is rooted in experience. Arteta was part of Pep Guardiola's Manchester City coaching staff when they won the Carabao Cup in back-to-back seasons, and in both campaigns, they went on to dominate the Premier League. Now, he wants Arsenal to follow that exact blueprint. The Gunners head into this game full of confidence after a commanding 4-1 FA Cup victory away at Portsmouth, but despite the convincing scoreline, fitness concerns are starting to dominate the conversation. Several key names were missing from training photos, and Arteta confirmed some worrying updates. William Saliba and Leandro Trossard are both major doubts after missing the Portsmouth game due to fitness issues, and Saliba in particular would be a huge loss with Arsenal already stretched defensively. Ricardo Calafiori remains weeks away with a muscle injury. Christian Mosquera continues his recovery from an ankle problem, and Jurrien Timber is still being carefully managed. On top of that, Gabriel Jesus, Ben White, and others are having their minutes closely monitored to avoid further setbacks. If Saliba does not make it, Arteta could be forced into another defensive reshuffle, potentially pairing Gabriel with Jacob Kiwior at centre-back, moving Jurrien Timber to left-back, and bringing Ben White back in on the right. Despite these concerns, Arsenal arrives stronger and more settled than the side that previously visited Stamford Bridge earlier in the season. On that occasion, the Gunners were missing both first-choice centre-backs and still managed to grind out a draw, a result that quietly showed the resilience within the squad. There's also a major decision looming in goal. David Raya has been the #1 in the league, but Aaron Ramsdale has featured heavily in the domestic cups. With a semi-final on the line, Arteta must decide whether to reward cup loyalty or lean on his league goalkeeper for a night of maximum pressure. In midfield, the trusted trio is expected to return, with Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Kai Havertz or Jorginho likely to provide control, intensity, and leadership in what will be a ferocious away environment. Then comes the biggest debate of all, the striker position. Victor Gyökeres is under serious scrutiny. Despite scoring goals this season, his all-round performances have divided opinion. Gabriel Jesus looks sharper and more dynamic. Kai Havertz is back available but may not yet be ready to start, and Gabriel Martinelli is overflowing with confidence after a sensational hat-trick against Portsmouth. Arteta has options, but every single choice carries risk. So what do you think, Gunners? Should Arteta persist with Gyökeres and try to play him into form on the biggest stage? Or is it time to trust Jesus, Martinelli, or even Havertz when it matters most? Arsenal's route to the semi-finals has been impressive, with wins over Port Vale, Brighton, and Crystal Palace, conceding just 1 goal along the way, showing both attacking threat and defensive discipline. Chelsea, meanwhile, also arrive full of confidence after a comfortable FA Cup win of their own, setting the stage for a high-quality, high-stakes encounter. This is a defining moment. Arsenal are fighting in the Premier League, the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the EFL Cup, And nights like this, under the lights at Stamford Bridge, are where belief turns into history. So Arsenal fans, do you truly believe this team can challenge on all four fronts this season, or does one competition need to be prioritized to go all the way? And finally, keep your eyes on the wider picture, because elsewhere in the football world, Vinicius Jr. continues to be heavily linked with a potential move away from Real Madrid, with contract talks reportedly stalling despite him being one of the most dangerous attackers on the planet. Big nights, big decisions, and massive implications. This is what football is all about, and Gunners updates will be with you every step of the way.